Okay, that was probably the quickest start we ever had. Okay, give me a moment so people can fully hear everyone. Okay, let me just send the tweet.
Oh, hello.
There we go. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to our Project Terra Gamedev stream.
Hello.
Again on Saturday, and I have to mute Twitch so I don't hear myself and everyone. So I'm Felix aka Luxen, I will do the game development, and with me in the voice chat are, as usual, Henne aka Geflügel, Stefan aka Regden, and Flora aka Deflora.
Hello.
Felix, you need to listen to your heart, to yourself. What your heart tells you.
No, my heart is pumping
My
blood.
heart will go on.
Yes, that's what it does. It's pumping blood. It's very good at this. So okay, let me unpause the music. So we have music too. Like a very intense battle theme. Let's see. Yeah, that's perfect for the stream. Thank you. Okay. We have a subscription by Nerd Who Speaks English. That reminds me that our subscription notifications are still broken. Maybe give me a moment and I'll try to fix this.
It's also not the animation I was looking for, but...
Okay, at least I can log into this thing now. I will try to fix this. Somebody can maybe read the subscriptions until then.
Maybe, but when I can find...
Somebody with the name Prime Subscription subscribed with the Prime Subscription.
Amazing.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, actually I still cannot log in on this web page. What the heck is going on? Maybe I'm
What the heck is... Oh,
No, really, I don't know.
it's common letter found in the alphabet. Next to Q. No, P. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't log into this webpage. I don't even know what's going on. Okay, still no subscription notifications today.
Man, we see it in the in the chat, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right.
Good style, fun.
Makes it just more likely
knife
for
and
us to miss it.
Don't worry, we never miss it.
Don't worry.
So one thanks to, I'm sorry. Oh. Yes, I'm very quiet actually. Maybe I used the wrong microphone, so maybe that's better now. I'm sorry. Damn, give me a moment.
Ah. Felix, you're
Okay,
muted.
now you can hear me again. Sorry.
Yeah,
You would
okay.
think after doing the streams for 100 times I might know how to do the audio setup, but I actually messed it up today. I used the wrong microphone.
That was why you sounded so weird.
That's why it
right.
wasn't as common, so sorry for about that. I'm
Felix,
back with
I
the
have a
proper
question.
microphone now. Yes?
Since you have that kind of microphone as well, should you at some point consider upgrading to a K100?
What's the K100?
KU100? I've never showed you. Wait a second. Please don't search for it. I want to baffle you, Felix.
Okay. I know I'm afraid to search for it, actually. Okay. Anyway, so we got a subscription by EL2022. Who subscribed for 3 months. Like 9 months in total. Thank you.
Oh,
We
nice.
got
nice.
another subscription. I mean, Nerd Who Speaks English subscribed for 10 months. Thank you. And
you
then we
already
have
read those?
Sayel von Nathan who subscribed for 8 months already. And let's see.
I posted it in Discord. I think that's totally worth the money.
Oh wow, damn it.
It's basically the top of the line ASMR mic. Yeah.
Okay, you know, at first I thought that was actually the head from this meme character, you know? What is this called? Like, how many levels of irony?
That one,
You know,
yeah.
that head. I thought about this one, but no, it just kind of looks like it. It's like an abstract human head, so... Somebody should do this with this kind of head here.
Yeah, I love the...
I actually didn't share my screen. Maybe I should do this now.
I
Okay.
love the example screen with like some hunter guy who puts this on a tripod in the middle of the forest to, I guess, get some bird sounds or whatever.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think I
but-
need this actually.
Oh,
Okay.
you don't think so?
Nah.
But yeah, it's mostly for ASMR.
Wow.
ASMR use. If you-
This is
if
so
you really need-
weird. This is so
Yeah.
weird. This is actually kind of creepy.
Well, I mean, but the sound quality, Felix, it's the best best you can get.
The nose shape was 100% necessary for that, I think.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Anyway,
We got another subscription by Super Stinker 666 for 20 months already.
Yes.
Thank you. And Sayel from Nathan also said, "Good evening from where I am." That is true. Thank you. Good evening. Okay. All right then. So let me reduce the volume of my headphones so I will speak quieter naturally. Yes, so today we will work on Project Terra. We will not look at microphones.
but it's on a discount. You save like $400 or euros.
Amazing, what a steal. Okay, no, like today we work on Project Terra. There's actually a lot of things we can show off because a lot of stuff happened the last 2 weeks, I think. Well, at least some interesting things. Like, I think the probably least interesting thing, but probably very nice to have for us developers, is that I worked on a plot structure, which actually allows us to kind of like make a structure for all the events that will happen in the plot and connect them together in a certain way. That will not only be used for the main plot, but also for side quests and everything. And this looks very abstract, so probably might not understand what it's doing, but this will just make testing a lot easier, I think, for us. and also probably will help us to fix scripting issues, because with a structure like this it's better to avoid mistakes, I think. And apart from that, well, I did finish the message system. Well, roughly, like side messages are roughly working. There's probably still things which are broken, but at least the major work is done. And then I worked on the wind system. I mean, Flora pretty much did the wind system. I just tweaked it a little bit. And kind of like that's what I showed off on Twitter last week. So essentially now the grass is reacting more when you run through it. So you have kind of like what you did in Crosscode, only it's a bit more, well, a bit more dynamic. And what's new is it also reacts to attacks. Like you can use your weapons, and well, the same goes for enemies, obviously. They will also impact the grass movement.
Very short.
Nope. Whoop. Nope. And let's get rid of those first. And done. Okay. So, well, the movement of the sprites in the trees and everything is a bit more noticeable now.
Wait, why am I here?
And I tweaked a little bit the wind system. So, I mean, tweaked the settings for the storm.
We changed the map.
Sorry, what?
Okay. Never mind.
So, and then I started working on the ladder system. But I mean, there's also stuff that Stefan did, for instance. Should I show the planes?
Yeah, like it's more of an editor feature, right? So, but a kind of an important one, performance-wise, I guess.
Which map should
Allowing
I
us
open?
to, whatever map has a water plane, I guess.
Okay.
Actually, whatever map has a plane works with all planes.
There's
Something I also added was like we never had for the editors a context menu, so now we have one.
Here we have. Alright, yeah, the context menu. So now you can actually click something and say edit mask. And then you can essentially clip out certain tiles. So that's a new feature.
Yeah, exactly. Like move the map up a little bit. Or like
or just
then
do
you
it
can
like this. Submit here. Here you go. Now we cut out essentially all the tiles that we don't need. But that's kind of like the idea. And there might be situations where we actually need to do this. Actually, what happens if I resize the map? The map is... Okay, yeah. This kind of like breaks the mask, obviously.
Oh yeah, because the indices are now different.
Yeah. Then you
Yeah,
need to
okay,
kind of-
but I think that's okay because like you can very easily edit that down. What I'm going to do is something. I currently haven't. When you right click, you don't sample. You just select a size, a bigger rectangle. But I think what I still want to do is like really sample the position you're on and lets you make it bigger, so you can draw with whatever you selected. Ooh, damn, this crater looks awesome. Flora and I playing, by the way.
Oh, I see. Okay.
We
You're
might make
playing
random comments.
Borderlands. Let's see.
Okay, let me see if there's any comments and questions.
There was a question about will grass react to explosions and weapon?
Yeah.
To
it
explosions
can.
and weapons. I mean, as you saw, like weapon swings already make the grass react. I mean, as you can see here, it's not as noticeable when you have stormy weather. Oh yeah, also something I actually tried out is I actually was trying out to give Yunus Pigtail here some kind of wind property. So that's an option we can use as well. And I mean, it looks a bit weird if you have a very straight graphics like this, but you could potentially combine this with some sprite animation, and I think it actually would look pretty nice. And essentially just would mean that we would have to create different idle animations depending on the weather type. I think it's not a big deal for movement, because when you move around, there's already so much movement, it actually looks okay no matter the weather. You actually notice a slight difference that the direction of the pigtail changes depending on how strong the wind is. But the animation otherwise is pretty much the same. Anyway, that's at least something we could do potentially. But yeah, as I was saying, you can attack. I also like tweaked a little bit like the sword attacks, like you can make this attack, it actually has a very big radius. So a lot of grass is moving in response. So, and it's a very nice system because we don't really have to animate all of the individual grass things on the CPU. It's essentially all handled with a shader. So that makes it very efficient. Like essentially no matter how many grass routes we have, it will probably run very fast. It's a little bit limited, the system, so we cannot have arbitrary animations, but it runs very fast, so we can have a lot of grass like this. Let me see if there are any other questions. Kovar said plot editor, so no 99 Shizuka, load save bug. I don't remember the load save bug there with 99 Shizukas. But yeah, I mean, probably we'll still manage to create bugs despite the system. That's probably still gonna happen. We just can try to reduce them. Like there should be a character that appears randomly and tries to bribe the protagonist while saying, you know what I mean? If you know what I mean, you know, I know, I get it, yes, you know. Or Juno.
I literally can't go through this gap, Flora.
Okay, Shake Snake Twin says, wow, that water is looking gorgeous. Thank you. That water...
No, I can't.
...has already gotten great attention on Twitter several times. RD can shader adapt to the volume of the pool. The water shader can be adapted depending on what kind of water it is, but essentially for one body of water we can just tweak the settings, but not depending on the location within one kind of body of water. And shivering idle animation in the wind and rain. Yeah, I guess those would be nice. Essentially just custom animations are much more feasible with our system now, so we might be able to do that.
Big amount of tiles when zooming out. Like there is chunking. I don't think we use it in editor. But nothing is rendered outside the camera view. Like there is culling.
How's the editor handling big also? Well, yeah.
Okay.
It does run pretty well if you zoom out. Let me check. Show you an example. Which really is mostly because graphic cards are very powerful these days. So, I mean, this is like a whole map, and yeah, there's some issues with shading. If you zoom out too much, you might be able to tweak that. But yeah, it does run pretty fast, so we can't do crazy stuff like select a large range. We actually did some tricks like rendering those tiles actually becomes slow if we select too much, so we made a workaround to just say, hey, if you select too many, it will only render the border. But you can still do stuff like this. Well, I mean, if you change a lot of tiles, this might take some time. But otherwise it runs pretty fast. And that's only because, well, it's mostly static geometry. It's all about trying to recreate everything every frame, and only recreate things when you change them, really, and that makes it efficient. But yeah, so what I will work on today is actually ladder climbing. So let me show this for a second. Yeah, so in contrast to Crosscode, Project Terra will have ladders. And you can already climb them, so that actually already roughly works. The animation is still missing, and that's essentially what I want to work on today. But yeah, so you can climb down, you can climb up, you can also stand on the ladder, and you can even grab a ladder while in the air, so while jumping, like here. That's also possible. Even like stuff like you could jump down and then grab the ladder before you actually hit the ground, so that's also possible. So there's a lot of options. So yeah, that's actually the first thing I want to work on now, just trying to get some animations, implementing animations in general, like a way to configure an actor that the actor has climbing animations. Hi Akan, thank you. Saying the project looks wonderful so far. Firecrow, obviously she needs to be T-posing as she floats up the air. Actually, once I implemented that you can configure an animation, I can try it out with the T-pose. That should be as a first goal. Let's make Yuno T-pose when she climbs up.
Holy shit.
Okay.
The Doom gun.
Oh shit. That was that.
And I think there will be 3 animations. Ladder idle, ladder up, and ladder down. That's what we need. Hawkeye asked, will you make a sliding down animation for moving down the ladder? Actually, that's the plan. Like, we want to make sure the climbing is very fast, so if you climb down, well, sliding is the fastest way. It's usually probably the most fun.
We also have a question. How do you guys go about with the story? Is it mostly done outside of what's designed, like dialogues and stuff? Or will that be written after the environment is completed?
We actually are already planning the story a lot in parallel. We do have a writer who is helping us planning the story and who will also help us write dialogues later on. He already did write some example scenes, for instance. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in parallel for the story. We are not ignoring the story until everything else is done. It's usually a good idea to do these things in parallel, so because they depend on each other somewhat. You want to make sure that the gameplay and the setting and the design kind of like meshes together in a good way. So yeah, we are already working on the story. Okay. Will you have a near automata camera angle for ladder climbing? No, I'm sorry. There will be no camera looking upwards. I'm sorry.
That kind of.
Yeah, obviously. What else? I mean, it's the I saw a cool Twitter thread about T-posing versus A-posing recently, and that A-pose is better because it avoids issues with shoulder arm having an ugly pipe-like plant and muscle definition issues. Yes, I heard about that too. Those issues don't exactly apply to us because we don't work with 3D models, but in a sense they do apply for us, and we actually also don't use T-poses. We actually use something more like A-poses as well. Not exactly A-poses. Honestly, our character default pose is just close to the idle pose. And the reason for that is that you want to avoid rotations in idle poses if possible. So, and if you just design the default pose to be close to the idle pose, that usually results in less sprite rotations, and that those usually look best when you have just an idle pose. So that's kind of like the reason why we are going for those kind of poses. Like for instance, this is Yuno, and you know that's essentially her default pose, and this is the actual idle pose. As you can see, it's actually very similar. And same for the other characters, I think. So for instance here, big guy here, essentially I think it's the same. Base pose is just the idle pose essentially. But yeah, I guess for 3 characters, the idea is that you want to have a lot of poses are probably closer to an A pose. So that's why if you make the geometry with an A pose, like a lot of poses will look better, probably compared to a T pose. Moving sideways from a ladder with like a dodge button would be great to get onto some places. Actually, that's something I didn't think of. You might want to be able to jump sideways from a ladder. You know, technically that's easy to implement. I'm just a little bit concerned with pathfinding, because the issue is a little bit that not only the player needs to be able to do this movement, but in principle NPCs and potentially enemies need to be able to do that too. And while regular ladders are actually not a big problem, just climbing down and up is actually very easy to model in a navigation map. But jumping sideways from one ladder to the other is probably tricky. So if you do this, I need to figure out a way to model this with pathfinding, so NPCs can actually do that as well. I mean, otherwise your party members won't be able to follow you. That's essentially the problem. And yeah, when it comes to animations, we actually want to do sliding animation. I think Stefan posted this nice video I want to show. Where is it? If I can find it. Here. Essentially like this, minus the cone-shaped sound noises.
Wait, that's why I posted the reference.
Ah, damn it. I mean, you does have something that can collide with the ladder. So.
Nah, no, I'm joking.
I know.
Please don't do it.
I thought you loved moving around that thing a lot. Okay. So let's see. Ladder up, ladder idle. Okay. Let me first do the walk anim editor. There we go. I tell you, at some point we need to add some. Probably I have to add folders to the walk animation editor because there's just too many.
Always helps to categorize stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so here are the animations.
And
Somebody asked, is that real? I actually think the sounds are not real. At least the video description says that the sounds are from something. But the rest, I guess, might be.
I don't think that's real sound. I highly
That would be like almost funny that they made that effort just for that equipment to make those sounds. Avoid rotation, so this kind of animation will be hard. Yeah, well, those are actually rotations that are fine, as long as you rotate around the Z-axis. It's just that, well, rotations, yeah, I mean, it's a bit tricky. rotating sprites, especially arms and legs around, sometimes looks a bit weird. Though the issue really is only if you zoom in too much. Like if you zoom out, you usually don't notice that much. But I still want to be a bit more careful with rotating arms and legs too much in idle poses. All those for potential future art pieces that I'm not drawing.
Oh no.
Okay, let's see. If this... Ist gleich Ladder idle. Actually, let me just use a more appropriate default animation. Not anime, no. Okay.
Wait, what?
I just wrote anime instead of anime. Accidentally.
Anime, yeah. Anime, yeah.
M&A.
M&A. Eminem.
Anime.
And
So... Alright, are there any questions? I want to make myself actually learn some of the design tools while I'm sick at home. Oh, hope you will be better soon. I think I actually never mentioned this on stream, but did you know I actually had Corona? I actually caught
Yeah.
it. I think I never mentioned this on stream though.
And also
even
not
Discord. Yeah.
not even in our Discord. Yeah.
Yeah. Surprise! I had Corona. I survived.
Corona. Yeah, I just want to ask, did you survive?
I think so. Or did I?
Okay, that's good. Or did I? You were a ghost. Ooh.
Did I? I think so. I think so. So yeah, I had Corona. Ask me anything. Okay.
Was it pleasant?
Yeah.
How would you rate it?
I'm eating.
How would I
more,
rate
actually.
it? 4 out of 10. Not the best experience, but could have been worse. So yeah. Did you die?
Just be happy you
I don't
didn't
think
lose
so.
your sense of smell.
Hope you don't have long Corona. I actually did lose my sense of taste, and that probably was the weirdest thing. Like at least I can't remember I ever had this, at least to that extent. And I couldn't taste that much.
Did it come back?
It did come back, yeah. Rather quickly for me. My girlfriend also had Corona. She had it stronger than I did. And her taste was gone for a few days at least. Like she couldn't taste that much. It also returned eventually, I think about a week or so. So it wasn't like not like there were stories like some people lose their sense of taste for months. So it wasn't that bad for us, unfortunately. Essentially, yeah, I guess the sense of smell is gone, and because of that, you cannot taste certain things. You can still taste things like some things that are sour or salty and sweet. That still works, but you cannot smell, and that means you don't recognize a lot of tastes because the sense of smell is connected to that. And did you get mind controlled by 5G? I don't know, maybe I am now. It's a bit hard to tell. If I am, I guess 5G wants me to keep working on games, so you're lucky.
Hey Felix, sorry, I have Corona too, and it commands me to play Elden Ring again.
God damn it, I knew it. It all makes sense now. Okay.
Water.
Greekok says that they had the same experience of loss of taste and smell. In fact, my mother actually had the same thing before Corona was around. That's actually why she suspects she actually had Corona before anyone else had in Germany. I'm not too sure about that, but she also essentially had lost her taste and smell for at least a month, I think.
Yeah,
or even longer.
I had Corona before, it was cool. Damn hipsters. Did you try eating weird food combinations while not having the sense of taste and smell?
Nah, not really. I mostly try to avoid tasty food because it's such a waste. I remember like Teku, he also had Corona. He had the same experience as I remember, and he had made a tweet that he will eat all the stuff that doesn't taste great because now there's no point in eating tasty food now. So let's just eat whatever is there, so get rid of it finally. So that's one good plan to deal with it.
A lot of food that you usually don't like because of the texture, and I think the texture you would still feel.
No, I definitely like a lot of stuff not because it tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't drink wine because it tastes shitty.
Yeah, because wine has a weird texture.
Wine has a weird texture. Water texture.
That's not even wrong.
Is
right?
it?
Yeah, I mean, if you drink wine, of course it's liquid, but it still has a certain texture if you drink it.
Okay, I wasn't aware, but interesting. Yeah.
I mean, if you drink it,
Hannah, I couldn't tell you what texture it had though.
Well, I mean, yeah, because
Just
you don't drink
liquid.
it.
It's fermented grape juice.
Yes, but even so, it can still have a certain texture. It's like how you have.
I don't like grape
orange
juice, so why would I drink something that is like?
Nerd who speaks
dying.
English hates spinach because of the texture, and yeah,
I can
it's
see that.
unfortunate, but yeah, she hates spinach.
Spinach is so good.
I do like spinach though.
Does she hate it because it makes her head spin, or because it makes her taste buds age?
What?
Because it's spinach, and I'm both thinking.
God damn it, Hannah. Okay, so let's see if that works.
So basically, rotten grape texture. I mean, it's not rotten. It's fermented. It's a big difference. Yeah,
fermented. Fancy word for rotten.
That's the thing with spinach. I also don't like it depending on the texture. If it's too mushy, I don't like it either.
The thing is, I think she's fine if it's like perfectly almost fluid, you know, this Rahmspinat.
Okay.
And this is actually a thing I hate. I hate Rahmspinat.
Yeah, same. I actually hate Rahmspinat, but if it's not too mushy, I actually like spinach.
Now I wonder what our rating on fermented tomato is.
I mean, there is tomato alcohol, right?
Fermented tomato.
I got it.
Oh, I got it. I got it too. All right. No, damn it. Ah, fermented tomatoes. Okay.
Wait, what?
Henne?
Henna didn't get it? Oh my god.
No,
Are
I'm-
you speaking?
He's too busy coming up as Pansy. He's not.
Yeah, I'm also a
not
bit tired. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He's not
Fermented
able to
tomato.
receive puns. He's only able to create
Fermented-
puns.
Fermented tomato.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
What rating do we have on fermented tomatoes?
I get it. I get it.
Rating.
Haha.
Hint, hint.
Ooh.
Oh,
Haha. Nice.
okay. Did I actually restart?
It's the same with cheese. People say that sometimes cheese smells bad, but it tastes good. I just think it's the same to me.
Oh, good. Okay. I don't know.
I generally don't like cheese a lot, so.
Cheese is nice. There's
I
like
like
you can
some
eat Münster
cheese.
cheese, which really smells not so great, but it's actually very tasty.
Yeah, I can't deal with bad smell of cheese. Even if it tastes good, it's still bad to me.
But yeah, actually, we have been to Amsterdam recently, and I do like cheese from Holland, like Dutch cheese is great.
Is
There's
it like old Gouda? Or-
yeah, essentially Gouda. They have this old Gouda there, but I'm actually more fan of younger Gouda. I don't know, like I like the simple taste. It's not as strong. And there's actually like a lot of stores in Amsterdam, like probably 100 stores of the same, like this same company has like 100 stores in Amsterdam, and they're selling like very fancy cheese, also pretty pricey, but we still bought some. And it's essentially just like fancy Gouda cheese or similar cheese at least, and also goat cheese. And we bought one cheese with lavender. What's lavender in English? What is it?
Lavender.
Lavender?
Lavender? Is it lavender?
Yes.
I think
Lavender
so.
Town is a town in Pokemon.
It's funny because this cheese is blue, like not like blue mold cheese, but it's like entirely blue, like like it's blue and a little bit greenish, and it looks like it's alien, like some weird. You have no idea what that is. It's
Maybe it's just going through a sad episode.
yeah, maybe it is. It's just weird. So it's like, let's just say it's different, but it tastes amazing. It's like if you show it like someone, you might not even think it's cheese at first. It's just it's just a weird color for cheese, but it's really nice. So if you happen to be in Amsterdam, you want to get some good cheese, have a look for this lavender cheese. It's like very nice.
If I'm going to Amsterdam, cheese will not be the reason.
For me, that's the best thing about Amsterdam. Okay.
I actually want to visit Amsterdam too someday. Also for the cheese, the food, and the bike riding.
Not that far away from here.
That's true. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, I have to go to the character.
It's a good thing about Europe, right? You can like travel a few hundred kilometers in one direction and you're in another country.
Yep. It's a bit further for Amsterdam because it's like in the other end of Netherlands. But
Right, you have to go up a lot.
I mean, well, for us to go from Saarbrücken to Amsterdam is actually, I think, at least 7 hours. Because, well, Deutsche Bahn and all that, it's not the fastest connections.
It's actually closer from us to get to the sea. Because there's like a sea tongue in the Netherlands. And yeah, if you go there, you can see the sea. There's beach.
I think the
it's just
T-post
like-
was called Dominance, wasn't it? Yeah, I think that's the name. Perfect. Okay.
I called it dominance.
That's what it is.
I think we actually made that on the stream too, right?
I think so.
If I remember. It was a Discord stream though. Oh, I burped.
So let's see if that works.
Hmm.
Here we go. Yeah. T-posing that
Yeah.
ladder like a pro.
Oh
I
yeah,
never
it's
noticed when
amazing.
she looks up, she's more like doing like a Y pose.
Hmm. I want to
Why
choose this a
is
little
here?
bit.
Oh god, Chinese eggs. Please no.
I think we can move, use some, like Z position movement in the animation to make, like the movement is smooth, but the animation is a little bit steppy.
Mm.
So it doesn't
Mhm.
looks like she's just zipping up.
Yeah, sure. I mean that impression usually happens because there's nothing moving. Like when she's actually moving, it will not just feel like floating.
Mhm. Climbing down a ladder top fast can cause you to fall. I mean, you can also just jump by doing the dash
Yeah,
from the top. You
just
don't
leave
have
it like
to
this.
do that. Yeah.
Can you
one of
dash
my-
while on a ladder?
Currently you can't, but as you are about to enter the ladder, you can dash and cancel to jump. That works already. But I want to implement that you can just dash off a ladder as well. For now, that you can just dash in the opposite direction, essentially. And if you dash in the direction of the ladder, maybe I will implement that you jump out faster a little bit. If like the normal climbing isn't fast enough.
What you could do is, in Horizon, it was like when you don't press any button, you always do like she jumps away, always the opposite direction, which was pretty helpful. Sadly, that game needed to tell you every time you could do that. It needed to tell you. Like,
Okay.
I'm 60 hours into this game, and they seem to think that people are absolute idiots. Right. And I even disabled tutorials, but it still shows up. Like the game is super, like telling you how to play it all the time. Like Aloy will constantly tell you, "Oh, this will work best," and "Oh, look over there. There's something I can do."
Okay. Yeah.
Let me just find that on my own, girl. Come on. Don't narrate every second of your life.
I need to close tabs. There's too many tabs. Okay.
Too many tabs. Too many tabs. Too many tabs.
I actually spent like 10 minutes today closing all my tabs that I don't need.
In the editor.
God damn it.
Yeah.
No, in Firefox.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Still, God damn it. I have like the most I have up are like 10, and then I'm like, oh, that's so many. I need to close them.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I'm
it's-
usually like that too, but I don't know. The last, I don't know what time. It just piled up.
Okay.
It piled up. It also, you know how you can scroll the tabs on top, and I didn't
And?
realize that. Yeah, when you have too many, you can scroll.
Oh.
And I didn't realize that I had so many tabs open because it's like, I don't know, 15 I have open, but then I scrolled and I scrolled and I scrolled and I was like, wow, that's like 80 tabs actually.
What the fuck? Alright.
80 tabs? Jesus.
If the cat's
Yeah, I
moving
just
right
just
and
never
then you go-
realized.
In your opinion, if a character is moving right and then you input left, should a character turn around instantly or need to walk around in a half circle? It should be
Hmm?
instant.
Is moving right and then you
But-
input left, should the character turn around instantly or need to work around in...
I
Like,
mean,
I would
it
do
depends
the...
on the type.
Yeah, depends on the type of game, but I would
Usually
not.
it's
I would
okay.
not go for like a half circuit turn. Like if your character is a car, then yes. If that's what the kind
Yeah.
of game you're doing, but like some games actually go for like a short break animation, then you just quickly go the opposite way, or you just immediately go this way. The way we actually
well,
do
you have
this.
a turn animation and you can cancel it with a dash.
Yeah, I mean, this is how we do it. It's a little bit cheap, but I think it works effectively enough. So
I
essentially,
think that's perfect. Like I hate it in low res games like that when
Yeah.
they're like slow ass turn animations.
so essentially what we do is you actually change the direction almost immediately, not exactly. There's actually a little bit of acceleration. You can actually see this if I enable the velocity, because we have now working velocity displays. Look at this. So this is now the velocity in one direction. Then when you switch it, like there's no curve, like the velocity just reduces to 0 and goes to the other direction rather quickly. Like in this is how fast it works, like almost instantly. You want to have this very fast turn, it just makes it more playable. But as for graphics, we kind of made the thing that the character still turns rather quickly to the new direction, so that's how we do it in Terra, at least.
You can dash, right? You can instantly dash. in
Yeah,
the
sure.
other
You can also, when you dash, like all of this is essentially skipped. When you dash, you always immediately turn to the direction you're dashing. That's also very important. So that's how it works in Terra.
direction. Micro details where you
Yeah.
kind of like
So yeah,
you know
don't.
people at some point will be wanting to go fast.
Hmm.
That's also something I hate in the New Horizon. Like they
Hmm.
made it way too sluggish,
Oh.
in my opinion. Like the first game felt not as sluggish as this one.
Hmm.
They rebalanced the weapons so that you can't be as overpowered when you do elemental bows, right? They now like reworked the warrior bows entirely. They have now a unique design, and everything feels a little bit sluggish. Also, something I really don't like. I thought they would fix that, but they still did the thing where even big enemies will have the camera be zooming at the same distance to Aloy. So you have like a giant machine
Hmm.
coming at you, and the camera's like, nope, I'm very close right now. But if you're riding, the camera goes out, showing that there is enough power to do that, right?
Hmm.
At 60 FPS. I absolutely hate that. Yeah, are so big enemies, and I cannot see anything because they
You
have
mean
such
they don't fit on screen when you
like
focus them?
Hmm.
especially if you have a melee build, right? I'm playing a melee build. That it is like you are like cucked by the system they implemented. Like they built in a melee system, but you can't really play it against big machines.
Oh.
Oh boy.
And because everything is so sluggish, running around feels way too slow. Like there is one attack from a bigger enemy where they kind of continuously swipe left and right and move forwards to you. You cannot outrun it, and if you try to dodge it, eventually your dodge is slower than the attack. It's never in sync, you
Hmm.
know? So you eventually get hit if you're not careful. And I hated that. That was such a... Did nobody try to dodge this, or did anyone expect to be very far away? Because, like, I don't know. It's very frustrating to play against that when the game has, like, all these modifiers for melee combat, but then when you are in melee combat, you have no chance.
Hmm.
Well,
Okay, I think
It's
before I
overrated.
actually start working on the animations, I want to do the thing where the position of the character snaps to certain heights, because the thing is, otherwise I will now start working on the animations, then I will do the snapping, and then I notice, man, those animations don't fit, and I have to tweak them again. So I would rather do it immediately. So back to coding. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Can make change direction from left to right? Like she just jumped on a wall or jump out while still touching the ground with the foot?
Nani?
Not
Nani
entirely
dafür?
sure. Can Juno change direction from left to right, like she just jumped on a wall and jump? So like this one wall jump thingy, while still touching the ground with the foot. Not entirely sure. Okay, there's a.
I mean, technically that's possible. Obviously, we can make the character turn immediately. What? Okay.
Music, I hate it.
Oh, I mean, having like a custom animation like this is possible. It's just more work, and I'm not sure we will do that work. It's essentially polishing, so we can decide to do that. But for now,
Also, I don't think
Basically, a
it
little
works so
turnaround
well
animation.
Yeah.
In the like art style. I think that like turning around worked perfectly well.
yeah.
I mean, Crosscode had no turning at all. It just
No.
ran into the other direction.
No. I mean, we might try things if you feel like polishing up things a little bit, but I would just put this lower on the priority list right now. Okay, now I have to think, because it's actually not so easy. God damn it.
What do you mean? Just code.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Oh.
I remember what game had like these like. I
This is
remember Red
actually-
Dead Redemption 2 has like really slow turning animations. Like they really like you go into a curve.
Hmm.
Sorry, Hannah, you wanted to say something.
No, not really. I didn't.
In the end, we will have complex climbing, like
Hmm?
Assassin's Creed.
Nah, it will not be that. Don't worry. I will not let that happen. But I think in the long run, like, there's a reason I want to have climbing. It's like, for one thing, I just feel it's like something that feels very natural and organic. Like in Crosscode, we had the sci-fi setting where we could get away with jump pads. I don't see Terra like this kind of setting. So it would feel weird to not have letters. And I think in terms of game design, they're just great to have, because they allow you to make a lot of nice shortcuts and interesting passes that are actually very narrow. Like jump pad is also pretty narrow, but even those sometimes felt a little bit in the way, honestly. And the ladder is like literally nothing. It's just plastered on a wall. It's just, you can put this almost everywhere. So I think it's useful to have this.
Yeah, we can
Actually-
like, especially when you have like a ladder on top, and we can make like a rope ladder, and you can kick it down, and then it like goes down, and you have like a shortcut.
I actually thought of a use case where we can have backside ladders, and that's if you don't put them on a wall, but just underneath like a floating platform or something. I mean, not floating platform, but a higher platform.
I mean, you can simply use them inside a structure. That would work too. But generally, just avoid it. Design-wise, it's not that hard to design it so that you don't need that.
Yeah, true.
I would generally encourage still to avoid designs where people, when they are in caves, cannot judge the height of something, because the game creator for that
Very
cave
important.
made jumping paths that are very hard to read. No, saying no names, obviously. Right?
Yeah, I mean, who would do that? That's
that's
silly.
like,
Can ladders be placed on the left or right side of a wall, or just facing the camera? Question mark.
they can be anywhere, like left, right, top, bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, ceiling ladder, of course.
Ceiling ladder, no problem. No, the thing is, technically they can be put everywhere. In practice, I would avoid having ladders at the back walls. First, because you cannot see them. Second, controlling is weird. Because essentially, you need to press, imagine you're running down to a ladder that's on the back wall, and then you get on the ladder, then you actually need to press down to move up, not up. And like, it's the inverse of what you would expect. For all the other directions, like even diagonals and side, you actually get away with pressing up, you move up, and pressing down, you move down, but not on back walls. So I would just avoid those. But otherwise, side walls should work fine. I need to test it, but I implement it in a way that it's, at least technically it's possible.
Lower ladder past the gap. Well, that would just be a bridge.
Yeah, kind of. It's just
You don't need a ladder for that. I need to sneeze.
Don't do it.
I'm trying.
Don't give in.
Let the hate flow through you.
It's the
Let
devil
us
trying
not-
to perceive
Let
you.
it not flow through you. Ew.
Okay.
Bootcamp.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ladders where you hang. I see.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I'd rather have some. We haven't another mechanic for like longer gaps. I want to avoid something where you have to grab, because you can't see the top, right? There's a reason why even 3D games don't do it. It's such a
No. No. No, thanks. Too difficult.
Yeah, can you just we would have the same, but just have like a few jump columns you need to cross. That would do the same and have the player interact because they need to dash and don't just hang and press in one button, and which will be probably slower.
What about vines? Like, could you also climb left and right? Or only up and down?
That would be more tricky. Like, I mean, technically, yes. The only downside is that, again, this is more tricky with navigation. So that we need to figure out how we actually model this. This is similar to this thing with where you jump sideways from one letter to another letter. That's also tricky. So for now, I would not consider those. If he, well, need to think about it more closely. If it's if I find a way to do this, we can maybe do that. But for now, I just want to have straight letters.
That's fair. It's a bit of a niche case, anyway.
I mean, Terra Enigma had this, Zelda had this, so would be cool to have, sure, but it's a bit
To be honest, I
tricky.
also have to think about it from the level design perspective. I can see some cool stuff with that. I liked it in Unsighted.
Unsighted.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, Xenoblade also had this, and they also had party members. I still remember maps where the party members actually couldn't handle this and were just falling down.
I always felt like it's fine, to be honest.
Yeah.
I always was like, yeah, this is okay. Like, understandably, the physics there are probably hard. Actually, now that I think about it, in every game that I just thinking about right now that had like climbing or like going into a narrow side path where only one person could go, like Final Fantasy 15, for instance, had that. Only Noctis would do all the like narrow going through, and then when you're through something, your party just spawned behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, you can actually easily do this with 3D, and the player wouldn't notice it so quickly because of camera tricks. In top down, it's a little bit more noticeable. Yeah,
I still think it's fine. Like, people would still, I think, be okay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
not hate us for our transgression.
Rope. Lantern oil. Rope.
Do not try to walk sideways while standing on the ladder. Do not use the ladder under the influence of mind-altering drugs, and do not move the ladder while someone is standing on it. Yeah, well, thanks for telling. Okay, let's see if that works. That looks not good. Oops, nope. And here we go. Goodbye, Yuno. Yuno's gone. That's it with Terra. Project Terra's cancelled.
Yeah, suspended.
Her planet
I
needs
kinda
her.
expected this would happen, honestly. It's actually a bit tricky. How do I do this?
We are ascending, yes.
I know what I will do. Move dir Eva.
Reminds me of the I started work on a jump attack for testing out how that the input could work for that.
Mm.
And I had Juno. I wanted to test how if it would look cool if there was like a little bit of a bounce when she landed.
Mm.
But I misinterpreted the values a little bit, and she just like yoinked herself out of existence. As soon as I was thinking the value is pixel per second,
Oh, I know what the issue is actually. Okay.
so it was off by 1,000. So it was just like.
Mm.
Nice. Someone already made a clip.
Yep, that had clip potential.
Yep.
Actually, this is more tricky. Let's see if I can find this solution.
I found out one of my favorite games has a really good mod. So like I have like 400 hours in this game, right? By now. And it's basically just a deck builder, right? Name is Slay the Spire.
Slay the Spire, yeah.
And they have like a mod pack called Downfall, which just adds twice as much new characters. Right, everyone with new cards and everything. Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
on to the next 400 hours. Let's go. Such a good game, man. It's
Should I
simple.
give it a try?
I mean, like it is a deck builder, right? You build decks, and it's one of the coolest.
Okay, but what makes it so good?
It's kind of one of those first deck builder roguelikes in my mind. That is simple enough. It doesn't try to like go out of its way to be like you can combine cards into random effects, but the cards are very fixed, and you can upgrade them only once. Every character has a fixed set of cards they can get. And you always see what the enemy does. It's a very nice system, and it has enough like progression stuff, right? Like play a little bit, unlock more cards for a character, unlock more artifacts, kind of change what you can do. I mean, buy it when it's on sale. I think it's in the Game Pass, so you can even try it for free.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
But if you like it, I would suggest buying it on Steam, because otherwise you can't mod the game. First time watching your stream. Are you guys a bunch of friends that code for fun, or are actually working right now?
We're working.
Both.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
Felix
we are
is
also a bunch of
working.
friends.
I
Felix
am
is
also
working.
always working. Like,
We are
I'm
serious
so-
business
Oh,
company. We are Redige
serious
Fish
business
Games, Gesellschaft mit beschränkter Haftung in Germany here.
Society with
With
no, I
limited liability.
limited, right? I just wanted to. I just had a bad word for beschränkt. That's not
Sure.
not that word.
hi, Emmy.
No.
But yeah,
That
we're essentially an
cat
indie studio. We
cycling.
release crosscode, which you can get on Steam, and we had sufficient success that we're a bit more than just hobby devs. So it's actually our job now to make games.
Actually,
Mhm.
actually, for real.
Hmm.
Actually, it's our job.
Actually.
Actually, job, man. Actually.
Here we go.
They all might be controlled by 5G. That's true.
I mean, I got my booster just to receive better 5G, so
Yeah.
of course.
And now I constantly have like 5 lines. Or 5 bars or whatever.
Brought to you by Germany. Yes, but we are also friends. Like,
I think.
Or are we?
or are we?
God damn it. Stop. Okay, it works in principle, but keeps missing steps, so that's not good.
Not desirable.
Nope, not what I want.
Yeah, I started out like making this as a hobby. Felix was working on Project Circle. I was working on Mr. Head.
Oh yes.
I mean,
Mr. Hood.
And at some point we also did the vegan shooter.
oh yeah, we did yeah. That's kind of a project that never got very far.
Oh
Although
wow, yeah, the vegan shooter. I almost forgot
It was
about
pretty fun to work on, like making stuff crunchy and kind of learning how.
that.
So vegan shooter, like this is I still have the code for it, so it still runs.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
We also made Hobo Ninja Connoisseur.
Run the MC says, I'm about 10 hours into Crosscode and absolutely love the game. Definitely a
Thank
fan of
you.
yours now. Thank you.
Thanks. That's very
Nice.
That's nice.
You guys made Crosscode beside working full-time jobs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
did
Or
no,
besides
wait,
studying-
no, wait. Crosscode is our full-time job.
yeah. Yeah, it is.
But we started during like study. How do you say it?
Yeah, like the
College.
first 3.5 years, essentially
University.
half of the development time of the first full version, like the first 7 years, half of that was part-time, next to studies, next to work and everything. We kind of made that work. It was slower during those years, and then the last half, second half was made during early access, and we were actually working full-time, at least some part of the team was.
And
VTuber
then we
monitoring.
formed a band of which the
Yeah, actually, if Juno can levitate, why the ladder?
That's a question. That's a question, right? Stop. Why? Stop.
Because if Hugo was eager to get 5G sorted, it made his VTuber monitoring easier. I don't know. I mean, the bottleneck with VTuber monitoring is more my attention span.
what did you say?
5G. The bottleneck for VTuber monitoring is more my attention span, not my connection. Like, this is not really only about VTubers, but more about like watching several things at once, like several streamers and
I
something.
think I know what
I
went
sometimes notice like people being able to follow so many streamers, or in this case VTubers, sometimes even watching several at once, and I'm like, God damn it, how are you doing this? How are you still able to get things out of all of those? How is it possible?
Eperus says, nice. I can't imagine how to work on a project that takes years to complete with no certainty of success.
That's
I mean,
Gamedev.
It's simple. It's
Yeah.
simple. I hyped the troop up to no end.
That's true. You hype us up. I think Felix also has a very good work ethic.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Felix is the one who keeps everyone in check. I overhype, he underhypes, we meet in the middle.
That's true. Felix is like the person who's like always like, yeah, but let's don't go too far. Let's
Let's
cut
not
corners
overdo
here and here, but smartly cut the corners.
Yes,
Nice to see.
he's always very reasonable.
Thank you very much, everyone. Okay.
And that's
He's
and
a
that's
good
why
boy.
we don't have Spanish localization, you guys. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm really blown away by the amount of polish. Run DMC says this on Crosscode, and the pixel art is some of the best I've ever seen. Is this your next big release? And yes,
Yes,
this is
it will
Project
be
Terra.
in the future. So,
Future.
hopefully.
Next
Hopefully
week.
it will be big. Hopefully it will be big.
Oh, it will be.
mean-
God damn it, guys.
Oh yeah,
it
right,
will be.
right.
You don't
right,
even
right,
know
right.
this game, guys. Right?
Felix, what do you
Just,
say about
shut
that?
up. I'm talking.
Felix, do you think this will be big? Do you think it will be a success? Please, we need your
This
skepticism.
game will literally pierce through the heavens. Easily.
It's true.
Yeah, I think the like the success of Crosscode will help us even more to hype it even more and
Yeah,
reach more people.
there's already a lot of potential, I think.
So you
Like I
will
remember
say-
times when people didn't take us very seriously with Crosscode.
Mm,
It's
Um,
true.
It,
Those
it was
chumps.
our,
I still
It was-
remember it's just RPG Maker, what is this?
It's
and
from
they made fun of
Denmark.
our Indiegogo.
it's from Denmark. It will never catch on.
that's-
God damn it.
thanks for the subscription,
Radical Fish
Firecrow.
Labs.
Oh yes, thank you.
Never let it go.
What's the best way someone could support the project? Currently, it's just following us, I guess,
Right, us
and here on Twitch.
I give you my
Mm.
Patreon. I give you my PayPal. That's the best
Yeah.
way to support us.
So,
Yeah, for now
Uh,
we actually teamed up with our government.
mhm.
I just want to make a joke. Talk to your representative in government to support us. But we already got government support, so it's okay.
Yeah, so we we teamed up with them and like
Mm,
we kind of have like resources to like fund the development of this game.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Just half the money goes to the military or something.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
doesn't.
it's a quick reinvestment, right? We have to pay
Mm.
taxes, so some of the money goes back to the government.
True,
immediately.
true. Actually,
This
does.
actually looks
Dang it.
nice. Oh man, amazing.
Anacadia asks, so the game is written in with TS, TypeScript, and yes.
Uh-huh.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All
Damn.
the TypeScript.
The last tile of the letter is actually just climbed up. And that looks perfect because if I make climb higher, the legs will not work properly. So
Mhm.
I have to really
Yeah.
make her go down that far. But look at this, like it's always matching. I think now I
That's
just need
the
to
normal climb up animation, right?
yeah.
Like the same when you like jump on.
Yeah, this is the normal climb up animation. I think it looks
Nice.
pretty much perfect. Like I don't think
Yep.
we need anything more.
Yeah, it fits perfectly.
Like one animation less we have to create.
It's really nice
Remember,
how
we actually
like,
need
the left hand.
Remember, we need to create those animations also for all the NPCs and any character that can move around decently. So we should not overdo it with the amount of animations. At
That's
least,
true.
at least for I don't know. Like we can have weird letters that need custom animations, and we simply say only player and NPCs and party members will usually use those, and it's fine. Okay.
But regarding the support, at some point we probably gonna do early access again because it worked well for Crosscode.
Yeah, but this time we'll have a better plan for content. More on that at some later point, but we have some good
Yeah.
for you. Oh,
Just
can't
in
wait to
general, as
work
the
on it.
heads up, you can look out for that.
So, do you overlay a pixel shader on 3D models, or is it all 2D animated? It's actually a bit different. It's essentially, we do use sprites, and some of those are put on top of 3D meshes, like for the environment, and some of them are just shown as billboards, and the character is just a combination of lots of small billboard sprites, and we kind of like just assemble them with a certain 3D animated skeleton in the background. So, and that's how you get a lot of fluid animations. And the game is broken.
Maybe you can zoom in a little and show it in slow-mo.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, here. So, if you zoom in, you see it more closely. Like, those are just a lot of small individual billboards. And also for text. Floop. And yeah, it essentially just looks good enough. Like, especially if you zoom out, you may not even notice those are just all disconnected sprites. And it allows us for a lot of neat tricks, like something you may not notice initially, but when you actually turn, Juno is slightly tilting. And that is something we could do very easily, but just transforming the whole skeleton. And it's like a very dynamic thing. It's like, that's because essentially the animation is processed, like is calculated out of a 3D model. That's how we can do that.
And what's that on your head? Well, you have to wait for that to find out more about it.
Yeah. Also, the thing on her head currently is a bit over animated. That will probably change again.
Yes,
I mean, a lot of animations should be copyable and just tweaked if they're differently shaped, right?
Yeah.
More or less, yes.
Oh, I know. That's why it doesn't.
Like
work.
I think for every NPC we will have like a starting template, and then maybe we need to make unique animations out of that for if they have a different body size or something. But you also have to only make the animation once, and it works for every direction.
That's probably one of the biggest advantages of the system, because like all the body parts, actually need to show the animation system for that. Like all the body parts that we use in a figure define sprites for all viewing directions. Like you can decide how many you need. Like the main character head, for instance, has actually now I actually know the point where I need to do animations anyway. So I think I did what I had to do. So here's Juno. For instance, Juno's head has a couple of rotations, actually 16. So those are usually reserved for important characters, the player, party members, and all those maybe. Some other body parts like the torso, for instance. Let me just click here. That's the torso. Also has 16 directions. Also needs a lot because the torso tends to rotate a lot when you move around. But stuff like the legs, for instance, here. No? Do I get the leg? Here's a leg. Only has 8 directions. That's also actually a lot. But the thing is, even if you have a lot of rotations, that's actually the size of Juno's sheet. And in comparison to what we had in Crosscode, this is actually very tiny. And there's a lot of empty space we could have used more efficiently here too. So that is really the big advantages here. We don't have to create a lot of graphics over and over again for every animation. We just have very small graphics and we can create all kind of animations out of them. There's even like custom graphics for different eye poses. So that's also something we have here. Like eye view, like eye poses sounds weird. Anyway. And yeah, so if we have any kind of pose, like this running pose here, for instance, we can just see it like it's automatically generated for all viewing directions. It's just one skeleton The rest is automatic. So yeah, that's our system. And that took actually a long time to develop. That was pretty much one of the biggest technical innovations of the whole thing, I would say. Next to like the whole 3D system and the pipeline, everything, that was also definitely a lot of work, but at least to me that was kind of like the biggest gamble, because I wasn't sure if that looks good, but I think it worked out in the end. The biggest thing you have to be careful about is to not look at it too close zoomed on, because something like, if you tend to be a pixel art purist, this is like wrong. You're never allowed to do that, rotating pixels, you know. This is not pixel art, and well, I wouldn't even claim this is authentic, like accurate pixel art still, but you know, in the game you don't see this, right? You actually see this, like it's very zoomed out. It's much smaller than that. And people tend to not notice these things in practice, and that's really, I mean, we did similar things in Crosscode and nobody noticed, like the weapon of the ape is just a rotated sprite. It's also not pixel aligned. Nobody mentioned anything, and that's just how a lot of games do things in practice these days anyway. So essentially most people don't give a damn about accurate pixel art anymore. It's mostly just a few
as long as
bursts.
it's not like blatantly obvious.
Yeah, in my opinion, there's certain things that just look bad, and I want to try to avoid those. But I think if you balance it right, you can actually do a lot of these things, and it still looks neat. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's not always easy, but that's pretty much what we're doing. So,
another comment. I'm interested on knowing what made you guys decide on writing the game with TypeScript instead of Unity Unreal. Although I'm a software developer, I didn't indulge in game development yet.
well,
Unreal and Unity suck. That's not true. That's not true.
no.
But we like coding, and
Yeah.
we have the know-how to make our own engines. Also, we like JavaScript or TypeScript now, allowing us to kind of infer types, usually only really visible at like coding level. It's just so that hopefully we can make our development a little bit easier, because like, especially in IDEs, you get a lot of autocomplete using types, and you can do stupid smart trickery to infer types from all kinds of places. That helps a lot with keeping a type safe, and then porting hopefully also gets easier, because our porting person doesn't need to like manually annotate every variable with a type, but kind of already knows from TypeScript, hey, this should be this type. It probably has a number, so yeah, allocate some space for that. There you go.
August Dev also says, going back to the topic of making a game again, you guys are part of the reason of why I started working on my current project. So once again, thank you. That's nice.
That's
really
very nice
neat.
to hear. Thank you.
In my case, I also wanted to know how an engine works.
Oh,
It works with code. Yeah, I always loved engine. I still remember, even in RPG Maker times, I kept trying to find ways to understand how it worked, until I met Cherry, absolutely intelligent person. Like,
Oh yes.
he is so
Highly
fucking
intelligent.
smart, man. Holy shit. And he actually managed to write several extensions to the RPG Maker system. And
He also made some official stuff for them.
oh,
Nice.
see, there you go.
yeah.
Yeah, I hired him.
Understandable. He definitely deserves that. And yeah. yeah, like even then, right? We dabbled in like, oh, what can we do? What can we change? And how does it work? How we can make it better? Like, I think one of the best things was like, hey, we can actually have subfolders for pictures. I think who would have thought?
Yeah, and also having picture ID stored in variables. That was a
Yeah,
big
that
one.
also.
too.
That's also, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a big one. Holy shit.
I remember that before that, when you had made a kind of self-sorting item menu, the only way to do it was by having like super long if branches. Basically, like almost, and the more items you have, you had to like insert that into every new item into the list manually, and using IDs reduced that
Yeah,
to,
like
I think,
fixed
like 10,
IDs.
yeah,
You had to.
just one ID, and it was like 10 lines of code or like instructions. It was something stupid small in comparison.
Yeah, basically you had to map out manually what picture on the screen had which ID, and then if you wanted to have things variable or
So you was supposed
show
to climb
several things,
fast,
like-
but probably not that fast, right? I don't think so.
let's say you want to show 10 things, you have to use 10 arguments or 10 commands instead of looping, for example. You couldn't loop through the IDs.
This looks funny.
That was
By the
very
way,
fast,
we got a visitor. Guess who it is?
Oh, is it like Sizui with the better laptop?
Oh, hey.
It is. Hello.
Yes.
And also, before we start, thanks to Babytest for subscribing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, Sizui, you're so quiet.
You're a bit quiet, yeah.
You're quite quiet.
Son of a bitch.
You sound like you're legit 5 meters away from the mic. At the other end of the room.
Okay, so that's the first prototype. I want to see how that looks at first. Okay, ladder down. Ladder down's actually easy because we want unit to just slide down. So
Apparently, because the
God.
settings were soft.
Now you're very noisy.
Oh, wow. How's this?
I mean,
Yeah,
your voice is fine, but it also sounds like there's a machine right next to you.
like some background noise, basically.
I think I go to bed now.
Oh no. Whoops.
Oh, too late.
Sizui. Maybe he will restart or rejoin, reconfigure stuff.
I'm so tired.
Well then, have a good night.
Good night, Stefan.
good night,
Stefan.
Stefan.
Thank you. Have fun.
Stefan. Steven.
Even.
Stefan.
Even.
Just call me by the meaning of the word, which is king.
Ah, I just wanted to guess that it's like he who puppets crap or something. But I guess you wouldn't have. Wait a second. Meaning.
Means crown.
No, it means männlicher Vorname.
No, it definitely is a.
It means crown, yeah. Crown, wreath, or garland. Oh, so you hunt chaos?
Yeah, sometimes. I
Mm.
mean, I did.
Or you are chaos? I don't know.
They call me Chaos 2.0.
Did you know
Part
that
of the
there's a
benefit of making an engine for me also was that it helped a lot improving my math and reading skills. That's
nice.
really nice because
Reading
Gamedev
skills,
is a lot of math.
It definitely is a lot of math, yeah. Ooh. Okay, you know sliding down. Actually, let's rotate her back a little bit.
This sounds like Phoenix Wright again.
It is.
It is.
It is?
Yeah, that's Phoenix Wright.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm still playing Great Ace Attorney. I'm in the 4th case by now. And it does a lot of unexpected things, which I like a lot. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, some things are just very, very wild and go out of your hands completely, and you just have to accept. Okay, that's how it is. Nah.
It just be like that.
And I mean, the characters were always a little weird in Phoenix Wright, but I feel like they went out even more and made them even more weird, or
maybe they just want to tap themselves each time. So.
I said it several times that it reminds me a lot of the characters in Professor Layton. And yeah, the character designs are really wild sometimes.
Hello again.
Suzui.
Yes.
Oh yes, that
sounds good.
works
That sounds good.
much better.
I put on headphones.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That's
It
way
helps
better.
a lot.
How are you?
Well, pretty good. I am just got through getting a new computer, so to replace the old potato that had sounded like I was from the demon world.
No. The good. We were such.
Okay.
We made such good memories with it.
Yeah. But now I'm on a proper computer, and I thought I should be good with sound, but I guess I'm just gonna have to add the headphones to.
I mean, that's just how it is at times. Like, dark. I'm making things. Wait, this is the wrong. Yeah, I continue. I'm gonna continue tweaking this the icons on the side. Yeah, sometimes you just need headphones to not get really bad sound. It just be like that.
Okay, I make actually make sliding down faster because it feels wrong if it's so slow somehow.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I know, like, it looks like something that should be faster, so I'll make it faster.
But yeah, what I wanted to say about Gracie Attorney is now they introduced a character. Like, I like her design, but I don't like her character idea, because it's a trope. And it's the child genius.
Oh man, yeah.
Who's 10? She's 10 years old, and of course she's a doctor.
Oh gosh, I hate child genius tropes too.
Was that always like a thing in Ace Attorney that you had like lawyers and state lawyers who are like 20 or something? Which is also
yeah,
like
I mean, yeah, most characters are like a decent age, and for example, Phoenix Wright started with when he was, I don't know, 23 or something, when he had his first case, and that's a reasonable. I mean, it's still early, but you can do that, right?
But it's somewhat. I mean, it's unrealistic, but it's not unrealistic in the way that you would immediately say, "Oh no, it's not possible."
That's true.
Like this 10-year-old, she's a doctor, She's also an inventor. She's also like incredibly smart in all kinds of things, and she's also an author, and has written like the Sherlock Holmes novels, and which are
sure.
incredibly successful internationally too. And like,
Wow.
come on,
What a Mary Sue.
please. And I'm
Amazing.
currently watching Full Metal Alchemist, and Edward got his badge with 12 years old, right? And that was also like super early. But there I can imagine it, because since he was a small kid, he worked on it. There's basically nothing else he worked on his whole life. He's also just has this very goal-oriented mindset, and he had incredible teachers and resources too, like the resources of his father and the teacher. I don't know what she's called, but she was
Izumi, I think. Was it
yeah,
Izumi?
she's really good too. And then he had, of course, access at the like academy, or what it's called.
In live
all kind of
experiments.
stuff. So there it is. It is kind of believable, but what the fuck? 10 years old doctor and all that stuff. Come
Really
Yeah.
12 when he got his thing? I thought it was like 14, but it might be true. Edward, Elric.
Yeah, it was
Alchemist.
12 years old.
Oh yeah, okay. But then again, but also, I mean, it's in this kind of shonen scenario. You sometimes just have those very young people who get like stuff done really quickly. It's like you
Yeah.
sometimes have like in Naruto, like super master ninja of the highest grade at like 12 or 14, and they already killed like 50 people or something. It's like that's kind of of course, Fullmetal Alchemist tries to be a bit more realistic, as that kind, but you still have it.
Yeah, it's also a real like exception.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she's an exception too, but just a little too much. If she was like 15, 16, I would buy it.
Yeah.
But not 10.
Yeah.
Like she would have started with 6 years old. What?
Like, yeah, sure.
And I don't know. Maybe I will know more, find out more about her. Maybe it's just
It turns
a
out,
facade or something.
and then it turns out it's an even worse trope. The lowly that's in truth already 30.
Yeah, I would hate that too.
Actually 300 years old, so it's totally legal. Okay. Yeah, no, but I don't expect that.
Just a little thing.
Oh, boy.
Felix, can you make a long ladder?
A long ladder? You mean much
Yeah,
longer?
Yeah,
So,
just-
okay.
to see how it like repeats.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Question. Also developed crosscode like in assembly? What do you mean?
No, not quite. It's a language which is kind of
A bit higher.
a bit high level. It's called JavaScript. It's not anything like assembly. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yep.
Oh,
Yay!
oh god. No,
Okay, here we go.
assembly is so low language.
Yeah, I think your head is moving too much, so
Yeah.
guess I will tweak this. But at least moving Donnery looks kind of decent, I think. Should be some hair animation, I guess, when you slide down. Yeah,
I bet Yuffie will have some polish ideas for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's already really nice.
Actually, yeah, I will tweak this a little bit. That was actually rather quick. So, I mean,
feel like
it's not even 2 hours yet, and I did almost the
Yeah,
things I
that's
did.
true.
So
I
can
feel like
spend
she
some.
crouches a little bit too much. Like her it looks like her butt is beneath her feet.
Yeah. You mean when she slides down, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I can fix that. Let's see. Let's just.
What a thrill! Exactly.
What a thrill. That's exactly why we had to add this feature. Because we want to have a Metal Gear reference.
Are her arms completely stretched out?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't
Roughly.
sure.
Roughly. I think I'll need to create a side ladder soon and check all those animations with side ladders again, because they actually see if things connect decently. I might have to adapt things anyway for that.
But yeah, I also wanted to say the Great Ace Attorney music is really good. Are we listening to it right now? No.
Nah,
Wait.
that's Chrono Cross.
Yeah, I had that. I think last time I had the same thing because of the strings.
No, it's
But
Chrono
we can
Cross,
actually
which,
add some Great Ace Attorney music to the list.
I mean, we can.
Yes.
Also, speaking of Chrono Cross, I've checked it out on Steam because it was released recently, and sadly, it appears to have a rather suboptimal port going by reviews, because it has like balanced review. I'm not sure what it's called in English exactly, and most of the negative reviews complain about like performance problems and sound problems. Like apparently it's not really ported properly, it's just basically run on an emulator.
You know, that sounds very standard of Square Enix.
Yeah,
when it
yeah,
comes to
right.
Ports.
Sadly.
Better, I think.
What?
I think that looks already better.
Alright. That's good. It's a bit tricky. I think actually the pose might even be correct when her when her ass is so low, because the thing is she needs to lean back, and given the perspective it might just end up being that way. I think that I think this one still works, I suppose, but I think the pose was actually a bit stronger before when her feet were more angled.
A fan patch will fix it, Square Enix. From a bit of Bailey's.
Yeah.
But a fan
That's totally how it should be.
Yeah, oh
That's
gosh.
totally how it should be. Just leave it to fan patches. Yeah, the FPS issues are basically like playing the game on original hardware. Right, I heard about that. I read about that.
Also, I just remembered something Stefan said before. When climbing up, you can also add a little like Z movement, like a bop.
Right.
Oh. Yeah, that's actually a good idea, but I need more frames for that. So let me just kind of like try to optimize the animation with the frames I have, and then I will add a Z movement. But yeah, that's probably a good idea, because then you actually have more weight to the animation. Right now there's actually no weight. Yeah.
She looks a bit like a lizard climbing up.
Well, lizards are good climbers, so...
Yeah. Bye, Yui.
Bye.
And thank you.
Okay, let's look at this first. Yeah, looks already better, but now let's do some in-betweens. So
A rope climb and have her climb it up like Jack from Stranger of Paradise. I think we need a reference for that. If you would provide some.
yeah.
Jack probably just says, I don't care, and flies up or something.
Yeah.
He does the T-pose. I came here to destroy gravity. And just fluff up.
Yep. Okay, let's see how this looks like.
My list of most hated things is number 1, chaos. Number 2, gravity.
Hmm. I think the easing is a bit too much.
Yeah. The pressure is on to find the reference now. I know it's not quite yet 10 o'clock, but do we actually want to talk about Ranking of Kings?
Sure. Let's
Yes.
do it.
Yes.
Let's ranking of kings.
First of all, bye, Yui. Second of all, I just want to say,
Just want to say, and then peace out.
Hmm.
I would say watch Ranking of Kings in reverse, and it gets better and better.
That's kind of true. Yeah, it started off pretty strong. I was actually very impressed in many ways. The beginning, but unfortunately it just didn't hold up.
Yeah, I think in the halfway mark, we had some suspicions like, okay, is this, in what direction is this going? And it just went messier and messier, and they didn't really explain things, and characters did random things,
Yeah.
and they just did 180s after another, and
Yep.
yeah,
like they build up a
that's how-
mystery and don't resolve it in a satisfying way.
Yep.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I heard that you said you should watch it in reverse so it gets better. I like that. Yeah, Ranking of Kings. It was certainly a series that started very good and stayed pretty good for a long time, but then the end kind of went weird places. It didn't resolve a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Kind of like that.
I mean, I wouldn't really compare it to Game of Thrones that much. It's different. It has very different problems. But yeah, it's more like they kind of dragged out certain aspects that really got annoying real quick. Like that
Yeah,
fight
like-
against. I mean, it was a nice villain, but in a way, it was. I thought about it again. Like you had like your hero who was basically weak. He couldn't really attack anyone. Then you gave him like a super powerful technique that made him basically invincible against basically all opponents. He could basically defeat all opponents easily after that. And
First
then
of
you
all,
had to-
he could dodge everything.
Yes, yeah, right. And then he learned an attack that basically could strike a weak point with such precision that he could basically insta knock out almost everyone
Yeah, without actually
Yeah.
harming them.
without actually harming them or destroying things. Also, that also works.
By the way, spoiler warning, I would say.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, spoiler warning. Yeah, true. Anyway, but then I guess the author realized, oh shit, now I made my hero invincible, and then he just introduced an immortal enemy who was basically kind of immune to his attack. And
Mhm.
that immortal enemy took so much time of the story because he was immortal. Like tons of people defeated him basically, but then he stood back up again, got stronger and beats them, and then that repeated like so
Yeah.
often.
Yeah, that was
It
kind of
repeated
like
several times.
redundant.
And then the other thing happened where they have this character called Healing, who's actually really cool. I liked her a lot.
Yeah, She was great.
She has healing abilities, but the cool thing was that it took strength of her. It has worn her out to use it, and she had to really put her energy into it. And so in one fight, she was prepared and had some potions, and she was able to like completely heal someone who we thought was defeated. And we thought, okay, that's a bit odd, but okay. I mean, she has healing, so it makes
It's
kind of sense. The problem with healing is there are no real repercussions, right? But actually, her healing doesn't completely heal people. They still have scars and stuff. It basically just accelerates the healing.
Yes.
But then, yeah, this immortal enemy defeated a ton of people, and what was it there that she came and healed everyone back up again?
Actually, that was like the antagonist.
Oh, right.
That was
Then
even
at
more weird.
Some other point, it was. Oh, right. No. The hero came, and big ass snake was defeated, and all kinds of other characters came and were defeated, and then she went out again and healed everyone. And okay, yeah.
Not quite. It was even dumber. I think at that point that you mean, after they fought the immortal guy. Or wait. Do you mean? And I was out again for a second or so. Do you mean the point after they fought the immortal guy?
No, I mean before that. After they came out of the underground dungeon.
Yeah, right. Then she did healing like several times, and then she was out of healing of like mana potions, and then someone was like, "Oh yeah, we actually have some more mana potions here." And then she healed some more.
Right.
They basically
Just drink this.
they basically extended her limit like several times by just having more mana potions lying around.
Yeah.
Yeah, first
It's
she
first-
ran out of healing, then she drank the potions, went out of healing again, then she got another set of potions and went out of healing again.
It was really cool that she had like the potions that she herself prepared inside her armor.
Yeah,
was
that was a
cool.
neat surprise.
That she basically drank with the how are those things called again? Like those drinking straw.
Yeah, her healing
It
Mountain
was really
Dew.
amazing.
What was it? I don't
Her
know.
healing Mountain
I had to
Dew,
think
right.
of those, like, you know, sport events.
hats.
Yeah, those
sport
drinking
event
cup
hats.
hats. Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
looked like, essentially.
And yeah, that happened. And then she got some more healing potions by someone else who came along. And then later they fought against the immortal guy. A lot of people got wounded because they defeated him first, and then he revived, and then he beats them again, and then blah blah blah. Tons of people were almost dead. And then the stupidest thing, the main villain basically came, healed everyone, and then
Yeah.
kicked everyone's ass again. And
It made no
Just here-
sense.
No, actually, first he hit them all. Like,
Yes,
hit
yes,
them all with
right.
a club. Then he healed them. And then he kicked their ass again after they decided to go against him. It's like, okay.
He was so confused. It was like, hey, why is it? He actually asked himself, why was I doing this? Like,
Yeah,
why did I feel like
just-
I should heal them?
also, a
Yeah,
bit of
no.
Bailey's. That's actually you're actually describing a plot point of late Kosuba. Give Megumin mana potions. Yeah, but
Yes.
then a lot of other really dumb plot points happened. Like, yes, I want to marry this person who was the main villain of the series. Kind
Oh
of.
gosh,
yes.
yeah. That was.
And he's also like a small kid, and she's a
And
grown up.
she's like 60 in like actual
Yeah.
age. Or even older.
And he's like 14 and says, I'm gonna marry her, even though she like killed your father and did all those horrible things. And he does it for no reason. Like, there's no motivation. He just met her, basically. I don't know.
And-
No, he
and the
doesn't.
best
He
part is-
met her before, but still.
The best part is, he says, yeah, she did a lot of things, but now she can. I think, first of all, he said, yeah, but now she can repent by being his wife, I guess. So, but also, he's like, yeah, but I forgive her. And like,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
nice.
thing is,
you forgive her, but she did so many bad things to other people.
Yeah, it's also like he saw her past, and she had like a horrible childhood or something. But they showed it in a way that wasn't super impactful. And then he
True.
basically said, "Oh, it's okay because you had a horrible past. It's okay you did those horrible things. I forgive you." And she doesn't even ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna say, wasn't there a game where the guy marries a person who killed his entire family? Stella Glow.
I haven't played that, but that sounds great.
Oh my.
And the worst thing is that the villain, this woman, had this super like convoluted plan, and like in hindsight, it didn't really make sense. She did
No.
all those things. She had no real motivation to do those things, and she just did them. And we waited for an explanation or for some other hidden reason, but they never did it.
It
They
never
just
really
said, "Oh,
came.
It was
I wanted
essentially
to be with
just
this person."
just clouded by emotions bullshit, essentially. So
Yeah.
I know she wanted to be
that's
together with this person, and I guess that kind of makes sense. But it's just such an over-the-top action for what
Felix?
boiled also pretty generic
A
motivation.
bit of Bailey's
Yeah.
posted a video for a rope climbing animation. I'm not sure if it's a serious suggestion, but you can watch it if you want.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
what,
I want to see this.
just want to- also, that was like
Okay, what the heck?
one of the,
Okay.
that was like one of the big things of the series in general. I mean, in the
Okay, what
first
the heck
half-
was this?
Yeah, it's really.
Funny thing is, this is actually a pretty accurate climbing animation for a rope. You have to do weird
That's true.
things to
My
climb up a
gosh.
rope.
Okay.
So you don't
Okay.
like swing around a lot. But
Yeah,
yeah, it looks
true.
a bit weird, especially in that speed.
It's too fast. That's a big problem. The thing with Ranking of King was, it was actually very much a big strength of the character writing the series. That the characters had a lot of nuance. That you couldn't really guess what their motive was from the very beginning, and they often had like conflicting motives and conflicting loyalties within themselves, which was really interesting.
Yeah,
for
in the
a big
beginning it
part of
worked
the
out,
show.
but it just really
Yes.
didn't boil down to something that was in any way cohesive. It's just essentially they just made. It's like the series just prioritized on making twists work and without having any really good argument for those twists up to a certain point. Okay.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, the motivations of most of the characters were mostly okay, even in the end. But then it all hinged on like the three like the main villains plus the son, and I guess like maybe one other person. No, I think it was mostly those three, and they were such such inconsistent in their motivation at the end that and the best part was they did something like this one ally group of the heroes did something really risky and really important to basically get a free wish for something, and they wanted to use the wish to basically heal a person who was very important to them from a terrible curse. And then the heroes, who by the way were not the ones who basically earned the wish, it was the other people who like wanted to help that cursed person. But then the heroes basically blurted out, "No, wait, don't take that wish," and then they just shouted their wish and basically stole the wish to help the main villain.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like
villain.
what?
It was so shitty.
Yeah.
It was like, what? Can't be fucking serious. I mean, I get why they did it from their perspective, but it was so shitty because the other people, first of all, the other people deserved the wish way more.
Yes.
And also, the person who could have been saved also deserved being saved way more than the villain witch. Who then got saved instead.
I think the villain witch even wanted to die at some point.
Yeah, what the fuck was even happening?
It was such a clusterfuck at the end.
So
So
annoyed. I was so fucking annoyed.
And at some point I really missed the Naruto-style explanations from the enemies, from the villains. I just wanted them to explain, "Oh, that was my plan all along. I waited for you to do this, and then I wanted that." But no. They just didn't.
I actually did understand the villain plans at the end. It's just I didn't understand why they just gave up on them. Except for, I guess, emotions, and we don't want to after all. It's like it all felt so pointless.
Now I tweaked the climbing animation. I have to admit, it looks fairly generic, but up to this point, that's the one I personally like best. Like, I tried the strong swinging animation. If you really want to do that, I think I have to reduce the frequency, so there's more weight to it. But if you want to have a fast animation like this, it should be more simple, I think. And I think that works pretty well already. I mean, we can always polish things.
Yeah, I would let T3 just try different things.
Yeah. So yeah, again, Ranking of Kings, really good first half, and mostly good up until like the last 4 or 5 episodes, I would say. Because that was when it really started to drag, and then in the last 2 or 3 episodes, it really.
I mean, I would argue somewhere around the middle point, it was already starting to get pacing issues.
Yeah.
It was like, in the beginning I was actually quite impressed that things were moving pretty fast, it was always interesting. But then you had those typical anime battles that took several episodes in one location. Or like one whole episode for one battle at one location, or even more. That's usually when things start to become less interesting for me.
And you had like the problem that your main hero just wasn't very interesting in terms of how he fought.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool in a way, but the thing is, again, as I said, he was basically invincible.
Yeah.
Or rather, he was able to
dodge
touch everything.
I expected that he had to fight smarter.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, he had to fight smart, and
yeah, look at this, guys. You can actually grab a ladder during jumping. Look at this. Wing.
That's really nice.
Oh, I missed that. It's possible.
You can make nice jumping things out of that.
Wing.
Nice.
I mean, it would be cool if you do that, if you still like glide downwards a bit when you do that, like to give it a bit more dynamic later on, I guess a polish thing.
So you first slide down, then you can climb up when you grab it while falling. Well, yeah, might be possible. Actually, yeah, it's actually not that hard. Let me check. Yeah, but
that you break. I mean, it's mostly just for just a polish thing to make it more dynamic. But yeah, again, it's still a pretty good series. I mean, it's very well animated. Like the animation, the fight animation in the second.
The
to last
character design
episode
is also great. Like
Yeah,
it has
yeah.
a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
variance in the character design. They're like a bit more on the comical side, I would say. Like some of them look a bit funny. It's just it's great that you can easily recognize all the characters.
Yeah.
Very strong
And
silhouettes and all
it's
that.
not used as a joke, the designs.
Yeah, it's like that's just how they do the designs.
I almost forgot that scene where the protagonist randomly finds a hunter and dances with him. Right, that happened.
Yeah, there were like a few scenes that were really random. It's true.
I mean, I don't mind those. It's just
I mean, they
stuff
didn't.
happening
They didn't.
while on travel.
Right.
But yeah, the overall big things.
Okay, so I essentially finished most of my to-dos and it's 10:15. There's one thing I can try to implement, and that is jumping off from ladders. So when you're on the ladder, you can just jump off if you time a jump button. That's something I want to do. Let's see if I can do that. That's mostly a player thing though.
I heard
don't think-
jumping.
Yes, so we do have a jump button actually.
Yeah, jumping.
We have a jump button, but we cheated. It's a dash button. The dash button is now the jump button. So there you go. I mean, if you don't, you can even jump like this. Look at this. But once you move into this, you essentially do a forward dash, and you can use this to jump over gaps.
Good enough for me.
Yeah, I think it actually feels a lot better if you once you get used to it. It gives you more control. At least I got used to it very quickly, and now it feels weird to play crosscode without the jump again. So
It just feels weird to play crosscode.
Adrian Engine asks, is this Impact.js? And I would say no, not anymore. Crosscode started with Impact.js, but it was already heavily modified. And now we basically almost started a new engine in TypeScript and with WebGL. And we took over a lot of things from Crosscode, of course, but still it's like completely rewritten at this point.
yeah, it's essentially a custom engine at this point. I mean, even for Crosscode, it was pretty much a custom engine.
But we still recommend checking Impact.js out. It's a very clean written engine. It's very it's simple, but it's like a strong starting point.
I mean, if your goal is to make a game, probably don't try to make your own engine. And anyone who wants to kind of like make your own engine, you should at least work with one engine first. Any engine. I mean, in our case, it was RPG Maker. And I know it's not like the most professional engine, but I think it helped a lot. So we got an idea what an engine actually needs. At least some idea. And yeah, but if you want to create a nice HTML5 based game engine, wherever you would want to do that, Impact.js is actually a good starting point, yeah, because it's very clean and simple. So that's actually why I really liked it.
Even if you don't use JavaScript in the end, I would recommend checking it out. Just the structure of the engine is also just very understandable, very clean.
That's true. It actually gives you kind of like a rough understanding on how an engine works in the most simple way. It's like it's not cluttered like most. It doesn't have a lot of features, and that's why it's easy to read and understand. And you understand basics like basic physics, movement of characters, how rendering and update loop is separated. Is it actually separated? I think it might not be separated in Impact originally. I'm not sure. In any case, it's a nice first overview about how a game engine can look like. Kovac asks, rope climbed next. What is this? Oh, it's Discord. Wait. Ah! Discord CC Gamedev. What is there in Gamedev? Oh. I saw the animation. Let me see if I can show it on stream.
Yeah, that's something I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, honestly, I think the current climbing animation of Uno, it's not perfect for rope climbing. We can add this too. We just need to create custom animations.
Yeah, I think a rope would need a custom one just because you have one point where you,
That's true.
or one line where you grab,
Yeah.
and the legs are basically swinging a little bit. That climbing style takes a ton of arm strength. Usually you would also use your legs to wrap around
Yeah.
and then alternate between legs and
That's true.
your hands. But we don't need it to be super realistic. I think Wind Waker and Zelda in general has nice climbing animations too.
Okay, so handle dash. If moves is on ground.
Wow, does that mean this game is built for browser? Not really.
No.
It's a bit of a tricky thing because we use NWJS or Node WebKit, and it basically uses a Chromium browser to run the game, but you don't see anything of the browser, just the window. So it kind of runs in a browser, but we also use specific features of that, so it doesn't run in like Firefox, for example. At least not like 100% correctly. I don't know. And it's probably not optimized for browser as well.
Yeah, I mean, currently, I think Terra might work in browsers if we just make sure that certain things we're using are either ignored or replaced with something. But I think there's nothing really mandatory that we use from Node.js right now. Like, we use Node WebKit, and Node WebKit in turn uses Node.js to provide some additional APIs like accessing file. Saving is an issue, yes. If you want to save, we do not use local storage because it's too limited. We do use the save API, and we do actually do the same in crosscode. But in crosscode you can also save in the browser, and we just use local storage instead. It's actually, in theory, you could make it work in the browser. It's just not our target platform anymore.
Yeah. That actually reminds me. Haven't you used Terra in like a presentation where you use that? For presentations, you always use this JS thingy, right?
Yeah, that's true. Damn it, I already did it. Why am I already... It's already done. God damn it. I'm too fast, sorry. Stream is over.
And have you ever embedded Terra in a presentation?
I didn't try this yet, but I think it might work in theory. Well, honestly, last time I did a presentation, I just went ahead and made lots of videos because it's actually much more comfortable, to be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I mean, I think in principle it works, but I don't think it's really worth the hassle.
I will see you guys later.
Oh,
Take care, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. So I think it works.
think I also have to go away for a bit. Be right back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Alright. Like, it seems to work.
Or
Oh,
rather-
there's someone who
or-
played Crosscode in the Chrome experiment lab.
Oh
That's-
wow, that's
very
like essentially
that's-
the
that's old
first
school.
place
Yeah.
we released it, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
Felix.
2013 or even earlier.
that's even before the early access, not early access,
Something-
before the crowdfund.
Okay, something's
Felix,
wrong. Yes.
I will be right back. So see you later.
God damn it.
Okay, now I can go.
Okay, so something is still wrong. There's still an edge case where it doesn't work.
Wow, he actually didn't queue a VTuber thing this time.
Oh wow, I'm so proud of you, Hannah. Yeah, that's a weird edge case.
Yeah, I think that was probably even the tech demo, not even the tech demo plus plus.
Yeah.
Wait.
We
Did he-
have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves? The murderers of our murderers. What was holiest and righteous of all that the world has
What the heck?
has bred
Did he still queue something weird?
God is dead, Ovo.
blood of us? What router is there?
When did he request this? I don't... Did he delete the message?
Yeah, he did.
Dang it.
Of course, he had to add some megalomania.
And here we thought...
That's alright. I take it back. I'm not proud of Hannah.
Yep. Can't even talk over this. It's too distracting.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh, you can even. Ah, that's still weird. Hmm. Phew. That one is tricky.
What one is tricky?
Like sometimes the jump doesn't work, and it's like it only happens sometimes, so that's weird. I need to do jump.
I noticed somebody made a remix for Crosscode theme at April 1st. Was that April 1st?
I see what the problem is, I think.
I think I haven't heard that one yet from April 1st. a nice track.
Hmm.
I like it.
What was this actually again? Ah, Spark the Electric Jester. That's it's one of those games that really isn't all that well known, but seems to be very impressive. Especially the soundtrack is really nice, yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else to talk about? I haven't consumed much lately other than Full Metal Alchemist.
Still do it.
Full Metal Alchemist is still really good.
Yeah, it is, I guess.
Oh, the mashup, the crosscode Battle 2 and Space Jam.
Oh, that one, yeah, that one is nice, yeah.
Yes. We would probably be DMCA'd if we played it here.
Possible. Why is it so hard to reproduce? I hate this. I hate this. What? Let's see if that works. Okay, I have an idea. Did it do it? I think that's it. I think I fixed it.
Are you using a state machine here to do the jumping and climbing?
Kinda. It's not really a clean state machine. To some extent, yes. I mean, essentially, I do store. Actually, no. The player doesn't even have a state machine. Okay, there's a state, but it's just. Oh yeah, okay, like. There's different components interacting here. The actor has some kind of state machine in that it has different states. And that can only be one state. So it can only be jumping, climbing a ladder, grabbing a ladder from the top, you can climb rise or be climb on the ground. Those are like 2 different states. So there's some kind of state here, but it's like, it's a very, well, somewhat hacky implementation in that there's a lot of if and else here and there and check different edge cases. So it's hard to do these kind of things, like especially player control is a messy thing. You really want to tweak this to be perfect. And in a state machine very often this isn't a way if you try to do it very clean. I think I fixed it or not? I think I just...
Black Eagle subscribed for 24 months. 2
Thank
years
you.
having the BL Fork 3 Forgle. Missing the Gamedev stream and catching it last minute. Yay! Thank you, BL Fork.
34, yay! I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Also, what if the ladder was broken in center? Juno can go down but not up.
You're
That's
asking
actually-
difficult questions. Maybe,
All these edge cases.
Oh, those edgy cases.
maybe
Well,
in the future.
we learned from the video explaining how to implement doors that it's very complicated, right?
Yeah. Damn it, it still happens. I hate this. Okay, but now I actually get it reproduced. Don't you... Okay. Ah.
What if the ladder breaks while climbing? What if the ladder rotates?
No! Stop. Be reproducible.
What if the ladder can go up and down, like on an elevator? We don't feel bad for questions. We can always decide, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
What if the ladder climbs Juno? Wait.
Wait a second.
Okay, 1.
I hate this when this happens.
Oh, a new first time chatter. DevGirl88 says, I just wanted to say CrossCode is one of my favorite games ever. I loved everything about it. I'm so excited for this game. Thank you to the entire team for all your amazing work. Thank you so much.
Thank you
That's
so
very
much.
sweet of you.
That's very nice to you. There. What is this? You know.
No, a bit of Bailey's. I actually read it. I read your joke and I just... I read it out loud for Felix.
I think I have an idea actually.
Actually, I'm gonna copy that message and post it in our Nice Words channel.
Do that. That's very nice. Okay, I think what happens is Yuno tries to jump away, but at the same frame she grabs the ladder again. I think that's what happens. And I will just hack it away. Yeah, that should do it. I will just set the block timer to 0. Do far jump. If you do that, just no. Okay. Just okay. No. Like this. Okay. That's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of hacking always when you implement player controls.
Oh. Black Eagle asks, guys, I'm before a really dumb financial decision I have to make. Should I get back into Yu-Gi-Oh again? I say no, try Magic instead. I heard that's also a financial sink. It's also a time sink, and it's, I don't know.
It's a better game at least.
It's the more mature game, I think. I don't know. I never played any of those.
It's generally a better game, more balanced game, and but I mean, you could do worse other way. I mean, it's both is better than buying NFTs. So, I'm surprised that Felix didn't skip anything.
I was too
Oh,
busy debugging. Okay, so the bug is less weird now, but still.
A timer after jumping to where you can't grab the ladder again. Kovac said.
A what?
Kovac
Yeah,
said, why not
actually-
set timer that tune after jump?
Actually, I have a great idea. I have a great
Okay,
idea.
okay.
A perfect idea. When Yuno is moving upward with the jump, simply don't grab the ladder. Because you're still moving upward. But once you move downwards, then you can grab the ladder. So
Okay.
then you will not grab it immediately, but only after a certain delay. Probably still won't look ideal. I mean, I wanted to do this thing where you actually jump up higher when you jump up a ladder, and I can still do that, but you know, for now.
Do ladder wall jumps.
Okay, here is ladder available. So if move val d is equal to this thing, and let's see if that works.
Oh. Here's a really nice idea as an inspiration. I posted it in chat. Maybe we should have a big sword.
That game again, jeez. Damn, this is actually ridiculous. Oh boy.
Right, I saw the tweet.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's a bitmaps, of course.
Oh.
Nice. Okay. So in principle it works, it's just that Yuno's not good at jumping up right now. So I need to change that. But at least in principle. Now I need to essentially say if Yuno tries to jump. Okay, something is still a bit weird. Okay, I pretty much fill up all the remaining time just debugging this issue. That's perfect.
Someone made a comic with Breaking Bad plus Ratatouille.
Oh yeah,
Wait, what?
I saw that one. That one is
Didn't see
amazing.
that one.
That one's amazing.
Like, the rat is helping him cook.
Hmm.
Ah, I get it. It's
I
because
know,
it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Remy.
Oh yeah, I think I got. I think I never said it really because I got interrupted by disconnect and stuff. But Kaguya Summer Season 3 started yesterday and Spy Family started today. Both are very good. Very, very good. Like, Spy Family is one of the super big manga hits of the recent years. Especially one of those that didn't run directly in Weekly Shonen Jump. And it's basically one of those series that basically almost everyone can watch. Because it's just wholesome, fun comedy that also has good dramatic moments later on and action scenes and everything. And it has a really high quality adaptation so far. And from what I guess, how far the season will go, then it will end at a very good spot. A very great storyline. So, yes, it's great. Watch it. And also, the scenario is totally not Germany. Cold War Germany. But then again, it's also very inspired by British snobbiness and spy cliches. So it's not entirely Germany, I guess.
I think I found the reason. Okay, let's see. Maybe I finally got this.
Berlin, yeah. One of the cities is Berlin. And I think it even has like, I think later on it also mentioned like a politician who was called Will Brandt or something, like one of our Bundeschancellors, which is pretty funny.
I think I did it. Oh yes. Okay, so side jumps actually already work. You know, I said like side jumps, yeah, complicated. You know, it's easy to implement the physics for that. I think it already works. Let me actually check. Yep. Let's see if we can make weird platforming now with ladders.
It could be Super Math DX. I also wondered if it was based on some real German castle. I need to check it out again. And yeah, epic debugging music. Or epic ladder programming music.
Yeah, okay, let's do this. You know, can you do it? Ah, let me. I just. No, you know, that's not. You know, letters and I'm at the top always. Okay, that's another edge case with Spakes, I guess. Come on, you can do this.
Yeah,
yes,
actually,
I did it.
Nice. Oh,
let's ignore this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, with when you can jump to the side and climb up another thing, we don't actually need sideways climbing. We can just use this.
Yeah.
But it's also more interactive and more fun, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Really nice. It's very actiony.
Yeah, I just need to fix this. But I guess I won't do this today. That's a bit too tricky. But I can make this a bit closer, so it's actually more playable. But again, that's something that party members will probably have a hard time with. So,
Yeah, that's true.
but that's the only downside with stuff like this. That's really funny. Honestly, that's actually something I implemented with Yuno now. There's some bugs where sometimes Yuno tries to climb something, but it doesn't work, and then she does it again. And this was always getting on my nerves, so I tweaked the climbing that it always works. So, like, it will make sure that you climb the thing, and if necessary, this will happen. So it's like just an animation, like, here's the climb animation. Oh, the climb didn't work, just wait, I'll just move you. And then you reach the target destination. So that's how it currently works. And of course, you shouldn't spread just too much. So usually you should only start climbing when it actually is feasible to reach something. And maybe I will put a limit on it too. Oh, hi, Capo.
Yeah.
Capo, the first Leia VTuber in existence.
Yes,
Probably the only
true.
one.
Right.
Climbing.
If you want, please check out Kapu's channel. She's a cat VTuber and she's really sweet. Plays a lot of games at different times.
Oh, actually. Currently you actually move when you press sideways. That's actually something I probably should change. That's a bit weird. Yeah. A lot of stuff to tweak. But yeah, I think that's...
Super Math, you're too late. We actually had T-pose climbing at the beginning of the
Yeah, we
stream.
did this, but I can quickly show you T-pose climbing. It's not easy. Not difficult to tweak. So... Dominance. So you probably need to restart. Here you go. You're welcome. Yuno dominating this ladder like a pro. Oops. Okay, but yeah, that's essentially what we did now.
Nice. Oh, thank you, a bit of Baileys. Perfect.
Right. That's the Twitch.
We really need a shout out command.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's now shortly before 11, and I think this concludes our Gamedev stream.
Wait. We need
What?
something really important.
What do we need?
Oh no. No.
Yep, that's right.
Mems. We need the mems.
Don't forget me.
Oh damn it, we have...
Yes, please don't forget us.
Oh no, someone just looked into the Crosscode Discord bug channel again, navigation bug, and someone posted the classic Bergen Trails run over the bridge that is timed, and then your party members just jump into the lake.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
The classic.
Well, can't do anything about that. Sorry. We're done.
I'm just climbing for the next 5 minutes, that's okay.
It's always-
It's always a good sign if you
Sounds
can
good.
just keep playing the game. It makes it fun.
It's a movement field. The movement feels nice.
Actually, I didn't play it with gamepad. Let me try. If that still works with gamepad or what should. Yeah, looks nice. Yeah, it feels very good, I think. It's very snappy, so it's just difficult to miss the letter, I think.
We should have a wind box when you slide down.
Well, mostly you just need to animate the character.
If you have any wall plans, they can wiggle.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I just need to add an additional Z coordinate check. Actually, I might be doing this. Actually, let me just check this quick. I probably don't though. I think I just considered X and Y movement. Yeah, I don't need it, yeah. Yeah, but that's easily fixed. Nope. Okay,
Yes.
so another thing I gotta work on soon is guarding. At least the basic principle.
Garden.
Like shielding thing. Like, can use a
Oh, yeah.
shield to block things. Perfect guard, you know, that's the...
Oh, by the way, if you're in France, don't forget to vote for your president today
Hmm.
or tomorrow. Tomorrow, actually. And please
Today-
don't vote for
today will-
fascists. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a presidential election
Lord.
in France.
Try to listen to the music and try to hear Lord Spaghetti.
That's okay.
Ah,
It's
okay.
really funny.
Okay. This concludes our stream.
Yes.
Maybe we should play our sign.
Yeah. I will. But first, we need to listen to. No, it's not. It's Risk of Rain music. It's not. It's not faster than light music, so we can skip it. Obviously. Anyway, Felix.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks everybody for joining us once again in our Project Terra Gamedev stream, and we will be back next time we will stream, which might be in 2 weeks or 1 week or 3 weeks. Like, we're not that consistent, but we will be back, and we will keep working on this game that will eventually come out, not this year, maybe next year or next, I don't know, like I don't want to promise anything. Let's not talk about release dates. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again. Thanks for everybody in this voice
Thank you,
chat
everyone.
who was there. And
Suzui.
thanks for all the
was there.
subscriptions. Yeah, thanks to Suzui for dropping by. And no thanks for Hannah for adding annoying VTuber sawing clips. And that's it. So until next time, bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.